Okay, Dave, explain to everybody what's happening here on the show today.
Well, about 10 years ago or so, more than likely you saw the video of the dude in the gold tuxedo playing drums like a crazy maniac. That man's name is Steve Moore.
Yeah.
He's also known as the Mad Drummer.
Yep.
So, let's talk to him, right?
Yeah.
He's perfect for our show. So he's...
Minutia Men's celebrity interview is up now.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is the Minutia Men Celebrity Interview with Rick and Dave.
Okay, Dave, this is going to be fun. Yeah, you may not know our guest's name, but considering that his videos have been seen over 50 million times on YouTube, chances are that you know who we're talking about. Please welcome to our show, Steve Moore, who is known as the Mad Drummer. Steve, thanks for your time.
Oh, yes, sir. I appreciate you guys being so patient with me. I know we had to work out some schedule things over the past month or so, and like I said, I appreciate you being so patient. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Now, just so in case people don't know, in June of 2010, you became an internet sensation. Tell everybody how a simple, understated gold tuxedo and a ZZ Top song made you a star.
Well, it's actually two different factors to it. First of all, at that period, about a year prior to that ballpark, someone came out and they actually videotaped a performance, and it was just a random performance. The band I was with at the time, we did about 200 shows a year. So we played multiple times a day, and someone just came out and filmed a random show. I think it was at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. And then they uploaded that video to YouTube. At the time, it only had a couple thousand hits, a couple thousand views, something like that. And then about a year or so after that, someone different pirated the video, and honestly, I think they live in like Argentina or something like that.
Okay.
They re-uploaded the video, but when they uploaded it, they actually titled it, "This Drummer's at the Wrong Gig." And I think the fact that the title, along with the way that I play and just everything involved with it, it just, unfortunately for me, it just took off and just almost immediately went viral within like a week. Something like that. So I was just really
marketing 101. It's the title.
Well,
it's the title of the video.
It truly is. I mean, I hate to say that, but it really is. The title's what really it got the attention. And then when people hit the play button, well, then fortunately for me, I guess they enjoyed it. So I've just always been very grateful for it. I've said for many years I really had very little to do with it. It was just kind of a gift to me.
I think we're not doing justice to the description of your drumming style.
It's
because
phenomenal.
You talk about and I was playing the drums.
Yeah.
You weren't playing the drums. You were like
You were owning the drums, man.
You were like Keith Moon on speed, if that's possible. It is like you're playing a ZZ Top song, and every eye in that crowd is on the drums, and you are going insane on the drums.
Just so awesome in that yellow
rock and roll,
that gold tuxedo. You wear that to Costco, don't you?
No, and I love Keith Moon. Always have.
I mean, it's the best.
So you don't know who uploaded it. So this gift is from somebody that you don't know, right? I mean, total.
That's correct. Yeah. Now, actually, what I ended up doing, and I apologize if this is getting too far down in the weeds for you, but what I ended up doing though. When the video was super, super hot, and it was kind of like the topic of the month, so they say. Of course, I was doing lots and lots of interviews, radio interviews, website interviews, magazine interviews, and as a result, the individual that actually had posted the video, he actually reached out to me, and he basically said, "Hey, I actually am the one that posted this video for you. If you would like to have it, then I'll basically sign that over to you." So I kind of basically took over the YouTube account simply because I never tried to monetize the video because, of course, it's not my song. It's a cover song.
Right.
So I don't have the copyright to it. A lot of people think I'm a millionaire as a result, and it's not the case, because now a lot of things have happened as a result of the video, clearly. But as far as monetizing that actual video, I couldn't do that. But I gladly took over the channel simply so that someone else wouldn't try to do so and, have the thing, taken off YouTube, and that way I could at least kind of protect it.
Well, I don't think you have to worry.
But anyway,
okay.
but the individual, and I digress there, I apologize, but the individual that actually posted it, he turned out to be a really nice guy, and we've emailed, time to time. So, I mean, it worked out beautiful for me. It really did.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about anyone stealing your drumming style, because that is a very unique thing. And, you're obviously a showman. Have you ever been in a situation, though, with other band members that are like, hey, man,
tone it down, man. I'm the pretty boy lead singer, man.
Maybe you haven't seen how good looking I am. People should be looking at me.
Well, I've always been kind of fortunate in that regard, because a lot of times, and I don't say this to be disrespectful, but a lot of times when you're in a band, the band is generally either run by the singer or a guitar player, and sometimes the egos there can be, not always, but sometimes they can be a bit fragile, kind of going along with what you're saying.
Yeah.
However, every band that I was in prior to Rick Kay and the All-Nighters, they were all either punk bands or metal bands, so it was kind of a given that I played like that. It really wasn't that out of the ordinary. But whenever I joined Rick's band, very quickly on, he kind of just realized that, hey, this is kind of a unique thing. Not saying that it's good or special, but it's just simply unique. So we kind of developed a rapport between the two of us. I mean, much like a Martin and Lewis kind of a thing, where we would just kind of pass the ball back and forth, and it worked out really well. So, to a lot of Rick's credit, we never really had a lot of those issues as far as settle down, everybody's looking at you and not looking at me, because I think we did a really nice job when I was playing with him. I think we did a nice job of passing that ball back and forth. So it worked out for both of us, because, of course, I was in a situation where I could kind of do what I wanted to do. People enjoyed it. So that worked for him, because obviously it's his band. Everybody's making more money. Everybody's playing more shows. Everybody has, nicer perks. So, I mean, it was kind of I was really fortunate. I didn't really have to contend with a lot of that.
I just thought of another way of describing your drumming style. It's like you're being electrocuted and your arms are spasming uncontrollably.
But perfect timing.
Sometimes it feels like that, I assure you. Yes, it does.
I want to just go back to when the video went viral. I saw a article or an interview that you didn't really know what was going on, and then were you on a tour bus or something, and then all of a sudden you got like 2,000 emails in a morning or something, and you were relatively clueless in the beginning of the takeoff, right?
Oh, very much so, yeah. To be honest, it sounds kind of difficult to believe now, but at that time, whatever it's been 10, 12 years ago, I honestly didn't even know what the term viral was referring to. Everybody kept saying, I think this thing's going viral. And I'm not being...
Is that syphilis? What are you talking about here?
I actually had to Google the term to understand what it meant, because again, at that time, that was very new. That didn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So I had no idea, and literally went from your standard 40, 50 emails a day, like most people, and literally woke up the next morning and literally had 2,000 or 3,000 emails in one day, and that's an actual number. I'm not blowing that out of proportion. Just it happened literally overnight.
I love that.
We actually have a lot in common, you and I. I used to sell paper.
My condolences to you.
I used to sell paper, and you were on an episode of The Office, so we're basically like brothers.
Yeah.
I just rewatched the episode yesterday. It is just fantastic. Tell us about that experience of being on The Office, and you played with Kevin and the Zits, right? Is that the?
I'll be completely honest. When they first proposed the idea to me, because they basically just reached out to me, the producer basically reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in coming on the show. So we kind of had to work it out schedule-wise, because again, I was performing a lot. So I flew there, and honestly, I assume it's it's a large network, and it's a large corporation, and a lot of times things like that can be really sterile, very unwelcoming, very cold. And I honestly walked through the front door, and I'm not making this up. Practically everybody came running up to me, just constantly shaking my hand, giving me big hugs. Everybody constantly was saying, "Oh, we've been looking forward to this all week. It's so nice to meet you. We're so excited." They couldn't have been more pleasant to work with. I mean, it was incredibly warm, very inviting. They immediately made me feel like one of the club. It was phenomenal. I mean, not to go on and on about it, but honestly, it was just a magical experience. I just can't say enough about them. They were great.
You're not the first drummer we've had on this show. Yeah. We've had several, including one of our favorites, Alan White, who was the drummer from Yes.
Oh, I've met Alan 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal player.
Yeah, he was great. And when we called him, he was watching The Price is Right. So we interrupted the.
What are you watching? Are you watching Wheel of Fortune? What are you watching? Jeopardy right now, Steve? What are you?
Priorities are priorities, sure.
It's a showcase. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But one of the things we like asking musicians when we get them on, especially someone of your caliber, is, who do you look up to? Give us your Mount Rushmore of drummers.
You already mentioned Keith Moon.
Well, it's a twofold thing. For the first, half of my life, probably more than half of my life, it was all metal drummers, only metal drummers. I mean, if it wasn't metal, I really wasn't into it. Even like Alan, for example, guys like Alan, even Neil Peart, Stuart Copeland. I mean, all these phenomenal drummers. I have to shamefully say I didn't pay a bit of attention to them. Right. I mean, if it wasn't Pantera, if it wasn't Slayer, if it wasn't Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Dream Theater, that kind of genre, I just wasn't really that interested in it. And again, I'm ashamed to say that.
Well,
but it's really
how old are you? If we may ask, I think you're about the same age as us, based on your musical taste there. But
52.
Okay, youngster.
Yeah. So
I've got shirts that are 52.
Yeah, I got ear hair older than 52.
Right. So all of my early drummers, like I said, were all the metal guys. But then whenever I joined Rick's band, for some reason, I kind of started looking around, and then at that point, and again, it's terrible to say that it took me that long, but at that point, that's when I really started discovering drummers like Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa, Joe Jones, Lionel Hampton, on and on, Louis Bellson. I mean, just all of the incredible jazz drummers and big band drummers. And I was blown away. And I'll be honest, I wanted to go put my head in the sand that it had taken me that long to simply open up my mind to these other influences. And they really, really changed a lot for me. And if you really watch the way I play, you can kind of see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Where granted, I know I play kind of like a caveman, but there's a lot of subtleties there that are very much inspired by like Gene Krupa. And they're very, again, likely only drummers that really study that kind of thing would really, really see those connections. But again, the jazz drummers, oh my God, they were just incredible. So at that point, that's when I really started to span out a bit more, and again, got into Neil Peart, got into Stuart Copeland. I mean, a lot of other things, because I realized that there's this huge library of information, and it's just right there. You just have to open up your mind to it.
Have you studied the animal from The Muppet Show?
And it's funny, so many people have said that, and I hate to snuff the idea, but I'll be honest with you, I never really saw the animal until I was probably, 25 years old.
Oh, okay.
Because I lived out in the country, and I didn't have cable. I mean, back then it was just 5 and 12, and the Muppets never came on my network. So that one kind of went over. Now, obviously, whenever I watched it, it made sense, But no, I like I said, I never even saw it until I was like 25 or so.
Talk to me about your neighbors.
I'm sorry?
Talk to me about your neighbors. Are they? Have you ever been fined by like a homeowners association for being too loud, or your downstairs neighbors or anything?
Lucky. Yeah, honest to goodness, I'm terribly fortunate. My neighbors, I don't have very many of them.
Because they all left.
They're magnificent.
You're not living next to the drummer guy,
I,
right?
I never bother them, or they never complain. I'm I could be in a very much different situation, but I'm really lucky, though. They're great.
Yeah. You live down in Texas?
I'm sorry?
You live in Texas? Where do you live?
No. Actually, I live in West Virginia.
West Virginia, okay.
Right.
I don't know why I thought Texas.
ZZ Top.
Well, a lot of people assume that because they kind of misunderstand. Whenever Rick is doing the monologue at the beginning of that video, he says
right. He says it,
the
doesn't
Texas
he? Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
And it's likely on top of that the fact that have very much a southern drawl. I think they just kind of assume that.
Okay.
So what do you?
But no, it's West Virginia though.
So what are you working on now? Are you currently with a band? What projects coming up? I know you were doing a television show a little while back. But so what's going on now, Steve?
At the moment, to be honest with you, not to go too much into it, but I'm just now to a place where I'm actually starting to be able to see some daylight. My mother passed away about 2 years ago.
Sorry.
And it was, again, not to go too much into that, but it was beyond horrific. I mean, I was in bad shape for a while, really, really was. I'm an only child. Of course, my father passed away about 20 years ago, so I always took care of her. And we were really, really, really bonded in a really special way. So when she passed away, it was almost like, well, why am I doing anything? Why get out of bed? Why play? Why do anything? So again, I was in a really, really dark place for it. It's taken a couple years for me to kind of pull my head out. But over the last, say, 6 months, things are really, really starting to improve. I think I've finally found my way to the other side of that. And there's no rushing something like that. You just can't. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different dynamic. Everybody has a different life. Whether they're married, whether they have children, they don't have children, they live in town, they live in the country. I mean, there's so many variables that you just can't rush it. And when she passed away, I basically gave myself permission, to just take the time. I wasn't going to try and rush it. I wasn't going to force it. I just literally went, well, I'm just going to kind of relax, find my way to the other side, and then when I'm ready, I'll know it. So at this moment, I'm not actually playing in a band. I have a bunch of feelers out. I mean, I would certainly like to. But at the time being, I'm actually starting to focus quite a bit on the YouTube thing and trying to build my YouTube channel. And that's actually been really difficult for me because people have been telling me to do that for years, but I never did it simply because I thought, why would I do that? There's thousands of videos of me on YouTube already. Why would I add another one? It's not necessary, But people seem to they want that.
Yeah.
So and it's taken a while for me to kind of open up to the idea of that, simply because I've spent my entire life being a performer, being an entertainer, being a live drummer. To sit in front of a camera and just look at the blinking light and speak into the abyss. I admire people that can do that because it's a very different skill set. I know you're still kind of an entertainer, but still, that's a very different skill set.
Yeah.
So for me to open up to the fact that, well, maybe you could do this and maybe people would enjoy it, that it was a little tough for me to get to that point. But I'm actually excited about it at this point. So I've got, a nice studio set up. I'm turning another room in my home into just a talking head area, for interviews and questions and answers and tutorials, things like that. So I'm hoping over the next year, to really, really grow that into something special. But it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
It's really it's a lot more work than people think about because you spend your entire life being a drummer. And then you suddenly find out, oh, great, now I have to learn how to be a sound engineer. Oh, great, now I have to be a video editor.
Yeah.
Oh, great, now you know what I'm saying? There's so much that goes into it.
Well, and plus, when you're doing it via YouTube, you don't get any immediate reaction. I mean, when you're doing when you're at a gig and you're drumming, you can see the reaction of your fans, and
you can feed off the crowd. And,
what is the name of the channel so we our listeners can subscribe?
Oh, you can literally just go to YouTube and just type in the Mad Drummer and it'll pop right up.
A Mad Drummer.
Yeah. It's actually I believe it's the Mad Drummer _official, but I mean it's terribly easy to find.
Okay. Well, hey, Steve, this has been a fun conversation. You seem like a great guy. Yeah. We're happy for you that you're coming out of the
good vibes
doldrums there. And
I appreciate that. thank you.
And, man, keep it up because you're just fun to watch.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty rare thing.
And you're very genuine, and you're having a good time, too. So if you're ever in Chicago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually have quite a few buddies in Chicago. So, that would be great. I'm actually out there sometime, so we may try and do something next time I'm out.
We'd love
That
to
sounds
hang
great.
out with you.
Yep, we'll take you out.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Thanks for being on the show,
Yeah,
Steve,
thanks, Steve.
and best wishes to you.
Thank you very much. Again, I appreciate you being so patient, making the show happen. It means quite a lot.
Our pleasure.
No problem. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye-bye.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
You can tell he's just a nice guy.
Oh, good guy. And, he may have held back about the neighbors, though. Could you?
Well, do you really know how much the neighbors hate you?
When he said that he doesn't have that many more neighbors, I think they probably all moved away.
That's the reason why.
No, what a great guy.
Yes. Special thanks to our executive producer, Tony Lasana with opishows.com. Opie is hippo backwards, OPPIHshows.com. Thanks to Brandon Herman for scoring the Mad Drummer for us. We're distributed by Ed Silla with Radio Misfits. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, radiomisfits.com. And we'll be back again soon with a brand new episode of
A Minutia Man Celebrity Interview.
The preceding was a presentation of Opie Productions. Find our other great shows wherever you find podcasts, including opishows.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?